Bungie has done some considerable work in the move from Destiny to Destiny 2. A lot of these changes we've seen in the beta, a story that's front and center for the game, a brand new antagonist to deal with as Guardians fight to regain their lost light powers. They've given us all a look at this first story mission for the game, and it's a great setup for things to come. What they didn't do this time around in the multiplayer beta was give us access to any of the planets and locations to explore ahead of the September 6th launch. Luckily, we just had the opportunity to head out to Bellevue, Washington, home of the developer, to go hands-on with Destiny 2 in all of its facets. Full disclosure, it's a trip that was paid for by Activision in every capacity, except for a minibar charge that I still can't account for. Regardless, to set the stage a little bit, I was a fan of the original Destiny. Do I think they could have done a better job with the story? Absolutely. Do I think the changes that came in Rise of Iron should have arrived sooner? For sure. Bungie makes a damn fine shooter though, and vanilla Destiny did have some great moments. From that first magical public event, to the loot cave, to the weekly challenges and character building necessary to get your Guardian prepped for Nightfall Strikes, and the Vault of Glass raid. The planets and locations for Destiny 2 have been revealed, but we got to go in depth with one in particular in the European Dead Zone. What we found here is that the planets and locations and the number of activities that reside on them make up something far greater than what we saw in the original game. Bungie has made some smart decisions in adding quality of life improvements to the game. They've tweaked some aspects that carry over from the original Destiny, brought in completely new ideas to the locations, and shed some of the things that made their original vision for a shared world experience feel lifeless at times. So let's start off with something new. Lost sectors. Remember the many caves of Destiny? The small holes that either had a chest in them or not? This was certainly one of the bad things about Destiny. This time around, Bungie has opted for what they're calling lost sectors. Areas that push you to explore the map in its entirety, that house unique environments in the world, tough enemies, and reward you with things that can help bolster your character's stats and reputation within the zone. The lost sectors in the EDZ will usually give you things like weapons or armor for your character, and EDZ tokens which can be turned in to gain reputation with Devrim K. Bungie didn't do a very good job of explaining the progression systems of Destiny at the onset. There was a lot of back and forth travel between the tower and the location you were completing missions in. It felt like a big waste of time in retrospect. Exploring the EDZ, we got a chance to meet with this new character. He's brand new to the universe, and he'll be your point of contact in the European Dead Zone. Collecting tokens by performing the various activities within the zone will allow you to level up your reputation with K, granting you more powerful items and engrams in the process. K also pushes a narrative along which coincides with the various adventure missions that you'll find across the destination map. The European Dead Zone feels more varied, more nuanced, more polished than anything we saw in the original Destiny. The environments are varied and beautiful in spots. The music is pitch perfect whether you're just exploring around the zone or encountering heavy enemy forces. The aforementioned lost sectors are fun to explore, adding good reason to go hunting around this massive zone. You'll encounter random enemies, high-value targets, adventure missions, patrols, and of course, all the loot and reputation that comes along with this exploration. Bungie has also been making a lot of quality of life changes to Destiny for some time, but Destiny 2 feels like the spot where they've finally kind of put it all together in the most coherent way possible. Things like public events, which were a lot of fun in the original game, have changed considerably in Destiny 2. For starters, you can actually see them on the map now. It'll even tell you how long you have before an event is about to begin. Better yet, you can fast travel within the zone, so no more long sparrow rides hoping to make it to the next location in time. A lot of the way that the European Dead Zone is structured feels like one big quality of life change. There are so many activities to do. You could spend a considerable amount of time in seeing everything, but the important part is you'll have fun doing so. The EDZ also feels like a step up from the Earth area in Destiny 1's Cosmodrome in terms of atmosphere. The music is absolutely spectacular in spots, the environments, again, detailed and varied. With so many little boxes to tick and missions to tackle within the European Dead Zone, some of the most fun are still the public events. Here is where Destiny 2's Guardians will frequently run into each other to perform extraordinary tasks. There are about 3 or 4 different public events in the EDZ, but performing certain actions within them will trigger a heroic modifier for it, which earns you better rewards and changes the event entirely. A couple of ways we discovered to trigger these events was shooting down a Cabal ship or blowing up a Glimmer mining machine. Once doing so, you'll face harder enemies, but the rewards are greater as well. When you take in all that the European Dead Zone has to offer, the variety in music, the environments that change in their look, feel, and population of enemies, the many things that are going on across the zone like public events, patrol missions, adventures, lost sectors to find, high-value targets, and of course the other quality of life changes to the game, Destiny 2's European Dead Zone feels like a big upgrade from the sometimes lifeless, grindy open worlds of the first game. While we can't discuss everything that we got to see, stay tuned to Attack of the Fanboy for more details about Destiny 2 as embargoes lift that allow us to give our impressions of other zones in the game, other NPCs, the Red War story, strike missions, Crucible maps, and more.